issues like this come up because we as young people, we are supposed to be, we are supposed to always be ahead of our game and think ahead, not looking at what the government presents to us or not, because and that's why I keep telling people, you don't just depend on your certificate. We should also get skills, because so where your certificate fails, skillful knowledge will not fail you. So, and that is one of the things I see. And also, from our background, we are not people who depend on the government. Yeah, so, and yeah, I know it may be a bit difficult for some young persons, but I must tell you that if we think out of the box, during the time of President Musa Yaradua, Nigerians were, the youth were feeling good. Then also during the time of President Goodluck Jonathan, the youth were feeling good. And then it happened that during the time of President Mohamed Buhari, also now the youth begin to, they began to complain that things are not really working. But to you as a young person, what are you doing as a true, patriot of this country to also help the nation and to also help yourself? Because I must tell you, yeah, so I lead the entire young people in the continent. But I must tell you also that, you see, our youth are vibrant, our youth are entrepreneurial, our youth are skillful. And, we are here in Enugu for a program that has been launched by the Honorable Sam Attu Foundation, on making sure that the young people in his constituents and across, are being empowered for renewable energy, solar installation, and a whole lot of, skillful drives. And this is what we're talking about. So this is not the time for us to complain as young people. This is the time for us to, begin to, bring out those hidden talents in us and run with it. Because President, with what I'm saying, the current president might be there for 8 years. So do you want to die because he is leading us? So you have to think out of the box and then, make yourself useful. If you say a crate of egg is expensive, go to your village and begin to rear chickens. Then when they produce eggs, you sell and you also become expensive. So there are things to do as a young person. So I don't believe that things are hard, things are difficult, because I do not believe it. I am among young Nigerians who don't believe that things are hard and things are difficult, no matter what it is. We should think out of the box.
Okay. You mentioned that the youth should develop a skill, an entrepreneurship skill, and developing a skill is not cheap in this part of the country. Developing the skill, paying to learn this skill, and even venturing into the business. And we have platforms where government has provided for youth to learn certain skills, but how accessible are these programs to the youth?
Yeah, I do not believe that, developing skills or learning skills are expensive. If you see an average young person who is complaining that there is no job or what, if you look at their hands, they're using a phone worth of 1 point something million naira, and they are buying data every second, every hour. And there are so many apps that you can even go and teach English and earn dollars per seconds, per hours. So you are just holding phone for TikTok, to be smiling and snapping yourself and saying, what God cannot do does not exist. Yeah, so these things are cheap. And also, for the platforms that the government has put out there, sometimes when government brings out a platform, it not also depends on it, because, the gladiators or whoever, the cabals or the stakeholders must have hijacked it. Maybe if you don't know a commissioner for youth, if you don't know someone who is close to the governor, you might wait until Christ comes. You will just be seeing those things. But the thing there is, you see, there are, just like what Honorable Sam Attu is doing, and just like what we at International, we just launched an ICPD a program of action in Abuja before we came here. The program that gives young people space to be at the decision-making process. And not just that, we are looking for ways of empowering them and making them have a voice, not just having a voice by just speaking, also, they will be financially stable. And when a young person is financially stable, you will not be used and dumped. So politicians here are doing all manner of bullshit, because you just gonna call a young man and say, send your account to send him 100,000, and then you tell him go and hijack ballot somewhere, and he will go and carry it, and then tomorrow when you win election, then when he return back again to come and tell you, please give me a job, he will see it boldly written in your in front of your gate, beware of dog, with a signs. So these are not the thing. You see, we should, in all honesty, we the young persons, we should tell ourselves the truth. The platform that has come to us, the telephone, it is the easiest platform to learn if you truly want to learn. So I think it is not expensive. Now it is very cheap. People can subscribe for 500. People can subscribe for 300. People can subscribe for 1,000. Why don't you use those time you are using to waste on watching some of these unproductive shows, and then use it and do. So I do not believe that it's expensive. So it is, when you call it something that you can do, you will find a way to do it, and do it productively.
Right. I mean, the African continent has the largest number of youths when it comes to population. We are strong, we are heavy. In fact, if you look at the statistics, we are between the ages of, say, 18 and, of course, 45. And it's an emerging continent, and a lot of this Europe, Asia are looking towards Africa, in order to harness some of the best brains. But I'm not too sure that these opportunities are there in Africa, because if you ask a common youth on the streets of Nigeria that if they want to leave the country for a better place, 9 out of 10 will tell you they want to leave. The opportunities are not here. And your portfolio says the President of the International Youth Parliament. You're overseeing the African continent. What are you doing to make sure that we don't have brain drain out of Africa?
The truth is, I when my family returned from Canada a few months ago, so I wanted them to relocate to Norway. Then we went to Norway for all parliamentary forum. Now, after moving around the entire Norway, and I asked myself, what are my family coming here to do? The place is calm, the place is quiet. There is nothing they will come here to do, because there is no life there. So now, so now the question is this: as an African, I want to answer you. Say, we have what it takes. The problem is, we have nonsensical leaders who don't give ear to the people. I'm boldly saying it because, okay, for example, look at the African Union that is there to oversee and watch over the affairs of the Africans. You look at so many elections that has come and gone, where the youth are brutalized in different countries. But because the African Union head, is being politicized, because there are ways they will speak. The African heads of state will stop funding the union. Now their voices are silent. So in a situation where the youth are being brutalized, and a situation where, like a place like in Uganda, where the young man won the election. The incumbent president intimidates him, brutalize him, then naked his young wife. African Union did not say anything. The ECOWAS did not say anything. All the big organizations that are there deceiving themselves, saying that they are there, they have our interests at heart. They didn't do anything. They were silent. And the observers who came to observe the election also went home with a very fat envelope and wrote a recommendation that the election went on peacefully.
True.
So that is why, as the African Youth Voice, I'm calling on the young people to begin to organize themselves. They should begin to organize themselves and sit up. It is not because there's nothing, the brain drain we are talking about, most of the guys that do great things outside are blacks. And now, I still believe that Africa is still the best. When you come to education, Africa is very affordable. When you come to accommodation, Africa is very affordable. When you come to fueling, Africa is very affordable. And when you come to our day-to-day activities, Africa is very affordable. I have gone around the world. There is nothing you will give me that will make me to go live outside for more than one week or thereabout. Even if I go on from there, but most times I'm here, because you see, let's not deceive ourselves. If any young man is telling you that when he goes out there he will make it, you just go there and they will use your energy. They will use you, just like the way they use a crushing machine. They use you and use you. Somebody is abroad building a house here, but you cannot come until when you get old that you will not be able to walk into the house. But do you know someone that have 1 million or 2 million naira here can start up a very small scale business? Even if it is to go and be carrying a Brazilian hair from Alaba, Lagos, and be returning and be selling it here, and you are making 200,000, 300,000, you are making it. Even if it's to go and be getting the full pouch, somewhere, you make a lot of, come back in 2-3 years time, the person, has become solid.
But that's the problem. The opportunities are not there. That's the issue. The opportunities are not there. That's why the Africans are leaving. It's not there. Like you just mentioned right now that even the government brutalize its young people. And when you see those kinds of things as a young person, you don't want to organize yourself to go and fight a government that has army with them. So you have to find your way to go. And even if it's even cleaning, we have people who have left this country, left other African countries to go outside just to clean, just to earn a living. They don't want to be brutalized. You talked about Norway being quiet. Who doesn't want peace? Is this the kind of life that an African youth will want to live, given what we have seen in the last 1 year under this government?
As a Christian, there's a part of the Bible that says that the violent take it by force. So, and I think this is the time for also you to be also a bit brutalized, and also, they have to key in or get in their tough skin approach towards positivism. And if they have this mindset, let me tell you, nobody will use it against anybody. And I am telling you, I've run an election in this country. The youth are seeing the problem of themselves. My brother, if as 3 of us are here, you decide to come out tomorrow to run to contest for House of Rep or for Senate, and the people said it is you that they want, it is still the youth who will look at you and say, bros, now 1,000 you want to give us, forget you. So we are not looking at youth, we are looking at what we can get now. So why you are giving 1,000 and elderly person is sharing 5,000, they go tell bros, I bet forget you, don't be youth will go chop. They collect the 5,000 and voting the wrong person. Then why you go home crying, seeing that the youth that you want to go and fight for, look at what they are doing.
What makes that person behave the way he behaves?
It is their mindset.
Not necessarily mindset. It's the opportunities that's available. No. If I cannot eat, you can hardly do that in places like US, UK. You can't give people money to vote for you. Because they have something that they do, that the opportunities are rife, you can go and work and earn a decent living for yourself. And then nobody can sway you with 1,000, 2,000 naira. That's the thing. The opportunities are not there. And this looks like it's deliberate from both local, state, and federal government to impoverish the people to the point that, even if it is 5,000, they want to take to do whatever they want to do. That's the issue.
Now, come to the recent administration, the President Tinubu's government. With the statistics that this is the government that has paid more incentives. This is the government that has increased, governors' wages and thereabout to go develop their state. I'm not political, but I'm telling you. And now you see the problem we have are the governors. They have refused to develop their people. They have refused to. Okay, look at the local government election that they did. It was by selection. The people they will use to run down for 2027. So it wasn't even by merit. Even when the presidency have tried to say, okay, go do your go do election and allocation goes like they still pinpoint and pick those that they want because they don't want development. So the governor, see, if the youth really want to get things right, they should start fighting the governors.
For how long do you expect the youth are supposed to fight the government? Because this is something that's been going on for ages now, endlessly. They keep fighting the government and it doesn't really get better. So when you say the youth should keep fighting the government, I feel like at this point the youths are more focused on themselves other than going after the government that don't even care about them.
If I don't think the youth have really fought. The youth have been looking at the center. Now, forgotten that their problem is within. You see, the governors, the local government chairmen, are the challenges. The governors mainly, because the governors don't allow the rightful resources to get. Because let me tell you, for example, if the allocation that comes from the federal to the local government goes directly to the local government, now the local government engages the locals in road construction, in farming, in market development, you see that money will begin to circulate. And most young people in the village that are less busy, they'll become busy, and nobody begin to think of evil or living. The problem is the governors, and it's hard time we begin to call a spade a spade. The Southeast governors and most governors in this country, they are not doing us well. They should hear me directly, and they should sit up. 2027 will not be business as usual. No governor will rig election. So if you think you have succeeded in becoming a governor and you are impoverishing your people and you're not allowing the youth, because in everything the youth are the tools they use to win election. And I'm speaking directly to the youth to wake up. And also the religious leaders have not done us any good. For how long should we be praying and be fasting for miracles, and you are going packing tithes and offerings, and then and people are clapping, then we are waiting that God of miracles is our Father? So the religious houses too have their own roles to play. This skill acquisition that we're talking about, religious houses can, from the offerings they make and get even within their own comfort, if it is the choristers, if it is the ushers in the church, if we do this, if every hands are on deck, this will be much easier. I'm just telling you how a person who is a member of House of Rep here in ENUGU North, single-handedly, because I had to come down to witness it myself, so that we'll have single-handedly launch a free training, and is doing it for recurrently. If every other person is doing what he's doing, I think Nigeria will be a better place. So the youth should not just go and be praying and fasting. There is no time for it. You should wear in your shoe and begin to go. If it is the governors, if it is the councillor, now thank God, now we have councillors. Now we have the local government chairman, so you can allocation goes direct. So now, if there's no development in your locals, you can block your local government chairman and teach him a lesson, so that he knows that it's not business as usual. The time has come. So I feel so sad because the youth are doing a lot, but they are being neglected. Year in, year out. But it will no longer be business as usual. I'm just telling you. So but for whatever it is, there's a large opportunity for young people. If this development can drive down, if the funds can come down directly, I feel that everybody will have a sense of belonging, and we all will feel good about it.
Okay, you talked about having different platforms where youths can develop themselves and earn a living. I want to know, on these plenty platforms that we have, which is a fast rising platform that youths can easily venture into and make money for themselves?
Well, I might not be in the right senses here now to begin to tell you a platform. Let me not be like a man that come out and say the www. Our the top. So, but I believe that you see, every young person that wants to achieve a success that has a phone knows when you Google, there are different platforms. There are platforms in Japan, in Taiwan, in China where you teach English.
Okay.
You teach English and they pay you per hour. People are making money from sitting just with their phone.
And you feel that market is not saturated already?
It is not. It is not. It is not. The problem is a lot of graduates that we have, their brain is dormant. They just go to school and then they, bribe their way into school and then graduate, and then when you give them an assignment to do, their hand will start shaking.
Right. So going forward, how do you think that the youth can engage meaningfully in order to, because like you mentioned, you cannot leave your country and then abandon it and go elsewhere. How do you think, with your experience, can engage their government, whether local, states, or federal government, in order to get what they actually want? Because again, these resources are there. With the removal of fuel subsidy, there has been more monies available to the government. So recently, we heard that they have been able to save over 4 trillion naira, because of this fuel subsidy thing. So there is more monies for the federal government and also more monies to the state government. And so these resources isn't trickling down like we know. The only thing that they have done so far that is significant, even some states haven't even announced, is the increase in minimum wage, which is also not really fair. I mean, $50, $53 in a month is nothing to a family of 2 or 3, as the case may be. So then, how do you think the youth can start engaging, so much so that they bring to fore some of the issues that they are passing through? Recently, some of them tried to protest. We saw how that ended. They even arrested them, and even said they were being tried for treason. So the things that you see that happen in this country is just appalling for a Nigerian youth. So how do you think that a Nigerian youth can engage their government to see that they have a skill or something that can put them above the board?
Okay, now, first, you see that I got a letter for the presidential confab where the youth will be assembling in Abuja, to have one-on-one interaction with the president. So it is also a moment where both the NGOs, both young people should also apply, so apply so they can be able to, give their voices because it's a direct interaction with the president. And I must tell you that I believe that this president is one of the most listening presidents. I must tell you, because some of the things I've seen, some of the policies that he has, just that this fuel increment and some things are not good for, so it's happening so fast without modalities that will cushion the effect. But I must tell you that with some of the things I've seen also, I think he's trying. And also, you see, now also that we have a handpicked local government leaderships, because not a handpicked local government leadership. So people should begin to hold.
It's as if you have personal issues with the handpicking. Handpicking of the process.
No. I want people to feel the dividends of democracy. Yeah, because I believe that you saw how difficult it was before this could be implemented. The current president took it by himself. So it is now time for the youth to. You don't just see your councillor, riding in a car, then with 2 policemen. Then when the road he's supposed to use that money to tie, the road is bad, and he's passing, and when he gets to you, he buy you 2 cartons of beer. No, when you get him there, he's not working. You seize him. You seize him outrightly. When you seize him, the local government chairman will hear it. The governor will hear it. And then they will not come and do what they are supposed to do. And if you seize him first, if he gets any money again, he will do the right thing. The same thing happens to the local government chairman and down to the governors. The youth have the power. I'm telling you, the youth have the power. The youth have the mandate. You can't kill every youth. And we can't run away from our country. We can't run. Things are very. I am one of the most patriotic Nigerians, because even despite where I find myself, and I believe in Nigeria a lot, that it will get better. So the way now the local government leadership has come, let us begin to engage directly from the grassroots.
Well, when you say seize him, it feels like you should fight him or to hold him.
No.
Because it will turn to chaos.
No, it will not turn to chaos, because a councillor is someone that you can see every day, every second, every hour. And you know how the youth are well informed now that if a councillor if 10 million is released for a councillor to do a road, every youth will hear it. So when you hear that money has been given, you should keep check-making him every morning, every seconds. So, and then you look at his lifestyle. If he's doing against, you seize him so that he will do the right thing. Seizing him doesn't mean kidnapping or what. The youth will hold, the youth have leaderships. The leaders will gather and hold him. When they hold him, if the local government chairman comes and didn't speak well, you also hold him, so that they'll begin to do the right thing. So now it is time for us to see every penny that is being given to, for community development must get to the grassroots, and it won't get to the grassroots by youth still behaving like that of the youth that gets, when they stop you, say, chair, they give you 5,000, 10,000. No, we should be able to, be outspoken. We should be able to be talking, and then we should be able to, when we see things that are not working right, we'll face it and challenge it. So the grassroots is there for every young person to, across the 36 states, to now begin to checkmate, what the government is doing. The money are coming directly. So what will be your excuse now not to develop the local government? There is no excuse. And I'm saying it to the local government. If they handpick you as local government chairman and you think you can just eat money, it's not business as usual. So you will not have it free. You will not. The youth are out monitoring every penny given to all these local government chairmen. So if you think you guys share with the governor, when the youth meet you, then it will be a movement of you being there, calling the governor and be explaining how you use the money.
All right. I mean, it's been one interesting discussions with you. Honorable Engineer Promise Nwadigos, thank you so much for your insight. I hope that when we call you again, you would find time to come through. I mean,
if I'm available in the state.
Okay, fair enough. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, I just need to, in 1 minute, highlight what you have come to Enugu to do. I understand that there's some sort of engagement that you're doing in Enugu. Just 1 minute.
Yeah, it's the Honorable Chimobi's foundation empowerment skills and the solar installation, free training project.
Okay.
So which after that he will empower them. So and then from us at the International Parliament and with the UNFP and United Nations, so we decided to come down to see what he's doing, so we can collaborate with him because just like what you are saying, nobody dragged us to him. We saw what he was doing, so we decided to come down. Wow. And so when you are doing the right thing, when you are developing your people, the people out there will see, and we will come and see. And just like we have come and we have seen what he is doing, and then we will try as much in collaboration with him to bring more development to his constituents and the state. So that is what we are talking about. If a local government chairman do more, there are international donors, like us, who are there watching, looking at how things are going, that we want to develop states. So that is it. So that's what brought me to the States.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, we're headed for a short break. We'll be right back after this. We'll stay with us.
It is a reflection of a failed government, because in a civilized climate, it is unheard of, despite what we are producing in the country, that today we are experiencing total blackout in the northern part of the country. But I believe with time it may extend to other parts of the country. So the government is not actually doing well. That is my own personal opinion. Because what effort are they doing? What led to it? It is not even made known to the public. Because sometimes they will just allow certain things to go bad, believing that the citizen cannot do anything. They are capitalizing on the complacency and without the self-satisfied nature of the citizens. That's my own personal take on it. As far as I'm concerned, the government is to be blamed. Because when they have made up their mind to render essential services to the people, what aspect of the country is working effectively with respect to the services being rendered by the government? I suggest they should even allow the private sector to handle this thing.
See, I'm from Adamawa State, Temsa local government to be precise. And since I was born, we've not had light, not until 2 months ago. Since inception, since Nigeria was created, not until 2 months ago. Not my own part of it, there are no bandits there. You understand? So we should stop the blame game. It's not the fault of bandits. Let's not give government upper head so that they will not have what they will use as argument against us. It's not the fault of bandits, it's the fault of the government. Because I remember there was even a time in my village when they brought transformers. The same government didn't wire those transformers. Till we don't even know what happened to those transformers. For years, for more than 10 years, those transformers were there. Transformers bought with taxpayers' money, Nigeria's money, transformers, brand new transformers. How they vanished, till I left my village, was going for Christmas for years, more than 10 years. The transformers were there was no light on the transformer. So let's stop the blame game. The government is our problem. The government should sit up and do what they need. The government should see government as business. Not as where you come and steal money and frustrate people.
It's not good, sharp, for the thing that is happening, because it's affecting the business, and also it's affecting the productivity of the nation. For the citizens, and like for there's no light in the country now, is affecting the businesses of the masses. Businesses are not moving the way it's supposed to be. And for those that are behind the banditry, something that they're talking about, the government should please try and do something about it, so that at least people can go back to their various businesses, and it will help. It will also help to boost the economic of the country.
And the night wey no dey for north, light no dey for everywhere, and people are cry, people are suffer. May government help us for that light and security.
Welcome from that short break, and right here we have another guest with us, and she is Igwesi Doris Chiwendu, still on the how youths are coping with the current economic situation in Nigeria. Welcome to the morning show, Chiwendu.
Thank you for having me here.
So congratulations. I mean, you are one of those who have been selected by the panelists to represent ENUGU. I understand that the president, well, by the way, just to give you a little background for those who don't understand, the president on the 1st of October announced that there was going to be some sort of youth gatherings sometime this year, and she is one of the nominees from ENUGU State that has been selected. Apparently how this is done is there are 3 persons that will be selected from each senatorial zone. There are 3 senatorial zones for ENUGU State. So she has been nominated from ENUGU East. So she will talk to us a little bit of how that process was and how the selection, has come to a crescendo, and what exactly she would do representing ENUGU East, when the inauguration happens in the month of December. Once again, I want to say a very big thank you, Doris Chiwendu, for joining us today.
It's a pleasure being here. So we were nominated by the Commissioner for Youth in ENUGU State. What we are to do, what we do in the Nigerian Youth Parliament, we represent youths from different senatorial districts at the federal level. We get to work with the members of the House of Representatives to project youths from our communities, youths from our senatorial districts, so that if there are things that the federal government have for the youths, we get to talk to them, bring initiatives, and then carry the youths along and make sure that they get the things that they need from the federal government. That is basically what we do in the Youth Parliament. We get to project the youth and work with members of the House of Representatives and senators too, to project the youth at the federal level.
Okay,
Yes.
interesting.
Very
So, as it stands, you haven't been inaugurated just yet.
No, not yet.
So inauguration happens when?
December. They are yet to put the date, but then they just said December.
Okay. Because so many persons would say that this meeting, just like we had a confab in 2014, the resolution hasn't been implemented. I'm sure that this particular one, there will be some resolutions that will be finally be brought to book. And then there are also some resolutions that we are hoping that would be implemented. What are you looking forward to? What kinds of contributions would ENUGU be doing in that confab?
Okay. We plan on working with international bodies. Like Promise, the guy that spoke before me, he's the president of the International Youth Parliament. So we plan on working with international bodies to educate people health-wise and to even education. He said something when we spoke earlier. He mentioned something about healthcare, how they plan on bringing initiatives to build centers in schools, like public schools, to increase sexual awareness and also get to treat girls and the rest. So these are the kind of things we want to bring, and also education-wise, scholarship opportunities and the rest. These are the things we plan to use the platform of Youth Parliament to bring to the state and to the
Okay, quite interesting. And I'm just wondering, really, this engagement, how has it affected women generally? Because again, what we're passing through in Nigeria is unprecedented, and largely these effects are felt more by women and girls. I don't know what the body is also doing in that regard. How is the body trying to practically mitigate against the hardship exacerbated by the increase in pump price?
Okay. We know that many people are educated. Like many Nigerian youths have gone to the university, but no job opportunity. So the platform, they want to use it to bring like entrepreneurial skills and also create more job opportunities for women especially. I personally, I have friends that, even my sister, she graduated from ESUT. She has served and all, but then there is no job. So she had to go and learn a skill, microblading, lashes and the rest. So the platform wants to use it and teach youth, especially girls, these things so that they can be self-efficient, they can have skills and even get to employ other people. You get, even teach them hairdressing and the rest to make them employers of labor. Like, they don't have to wait for the federal government, they don't have to wait for the government to employ them, to make them independent, to be able to do things for themselves. So we plan on empowering the ladies, because I believe that in as much as everybody is suffering it, but I believe that ladies are suffering it more, if I'm not being partial. Because you can imagine a situation whereby a girl, to provide basic things like for even herself, to buy pad and the rest of those things for herself, and then she's not able to do it. So this is really affecting the ladies, and then we hope that they can be able to get things or to provide things for the ladies to be able to empower them and then make them efficient to be able to provide the basic things that they need for themselves.
Okay, still on the educational aspect, you said a lot of people are graduating the university every year, and you said something about, providing a platform where they learn a skill, to advance themselves with earning a living. Would you say that the education system is not so favorable, and is it something that you would advise to, okay, instead of venturing into the education sector, being educated and the rest, and coming out to start from square one, is it okay to use that same amount of money spent in acquiring this to build yourself, to build a career for yourself?
Education is important.
Of course it is.
It is very important. But then when after studying and then you don't get a job, you can venture into other things. You asked if it's better for people to ignore going to school and then use the same amount of money to go and learn a skill, right? If I got your question correct. In my own perspective, I believe that people should get to go to school because there are opportunities there in a way.
Okay.
There are opportunities. But then when you don't get the opportunity, you now get to create more for yourself. Going to school is not a waste. You go to school. Don't use the same amount of money. How would I put it? it's important to go to school. It's important to go to school. But then, if in a situation whereby you don't get to make use of the education.
I mean, if you agree with me, that's always the case.
Yes, it is. But we will not deny the fact that there are people that get the opportunity to use their certificates.
Exactly.
You get. So it's important to go to school, have that certificate. As I always say, for me, it's better you go to school and have that certificate and don't have a use for it than not having it at all. Because one way or the other, there are opportunities there. Even if the government don't provide the opportunity for you, based on one or two things that you've learned from school, if we look into it, well, you can be able to develop something for yourself from that information or from the knowledge you've gathered from school. That is it. So you asking if it's better for the person to take the money to go and develop a skill or something than wasting years in school. For me, I would say go to school. Don't go to school. A skill, maybe after school, some of these skills you can learn them within a year, and then it doesn't even cost as much money as what you will spend in school, and you can't even measure the knowledge you get from school. It will even help you to, the knowledge you get from school, it will even help you in a way to direct you towards probably the skill that you can get or what you can do with.
Right. Quite interesting, frankly. There are so many commercial sex workers who are out there. I mean, even around ENUGU State, you could see them if you look at the access, Independence Layout access just next to the government house. You see them every now and then. I'm wondering if there is a platform that your platform is working towards, you know, engaging those kinds of people to take them out of the streets.
Okay, as I said, that they are going to make provisions too for entrepreneurial skills to teach this. And even if they provide these things, you won't force people. You won't force people to engage in these things. In as much as we are making provisions to train people, to train young girls, to get them off the streets. But then many of these young girls are not even willing to come out and learn those skills.
How do you know that?
Okay, for instance, there are Honorable Chimobi Samatu, the member representing ENUGU North and South Center. He provided, there is a skill now, an empowerment that he's doing. It was open for people to apply. And then we discovered that many people are not applying for these things. And they have been advertising it, they have been putting it up. So many people don't even want to calm down and learn those things. So many of those girls that are in the streets, if I do say so myself, many of them are in a way lazy to even learn something. So even if...
No, but the thing is, you just mentioned, it's not directly, you know, opposite what you have just mentioned.
Okay.
You said that these people are lazy. Have there been communicated, or have there been communications to them as to this skill being available? Because it's not everybody that you know would know about that particular portal that is open.
Yes.
Has there been any direct communications to them? How do you know that they are lazy or they don't want to get involved in skill acquisition? Because again, as a matter of fact, nobody wants to be on the street, okay, you know, trying to sell sex just to get by.
Okay, I believe that if you wouldn't find what you don't look for, that is a way that I see it at times. You will not find what you don't seek. If you actually look one way or the other, or if you actually look for these things, there are always maybe empowerment programs that are going on. But then most people want quick money. Most people don't want to like relax, calm down and learn these skills, and maybe they expect maybe if they learn this skill they will start making money immediately. Many people don't want to calm down and maybe give these skills time to develop and then even build their audience and start making money. They prefer the one that they're already used to, that once they go out, okay, maybe they have the opportunity to make quick money. So after most of them, after checking it, okay, was it last 2 weeks I met a young girl and I asked her, this work, she's a sex worker, and then I asked her, is it better for you than coming down and then learning a skill that over time you will start making money from it? She said, is this skill that she will be good. This one, at least she goes out and she knows that highest in a day she can make money that she will use to eat. But then skill, you have to take time, go and learn, go and learn, go and learn. Most of these things take like months. And then where will you find the customers that will patronize you? These are the, like, you see that is her own perspective. She prefers going out to make that quick money than coming down and learning a skill that maybe within 4 months or something she can be making a tangible amount of money from. So most of them prefer quick money. Most of them are not willing to.
But it's a genuine concern that she raised. I mean, it's what she's used to. She can't let it go. But if the training gives at least monies within the period that the training is going to go on for, at least that can help her stay away from this type of lifestyle. I'm not even saying that it's a good thing that she's doing, but again, it's a genuine concern that if you want to take me out of this,
you give me something.
Like I have to be able to hold on to something to be able to sustain myself, because again, hunger is real.
Yes, it is. It is. Anybody in this country, it is. So this point you just made now is another way of looking at it. If you expect these people to come and learn, at least maybe be providing food or exactly whatever, to keep them engaged. So it's another way to look at it, and I think this is what we'll have to also look into. If you want to get these people off the streets and if you want them to learn a skill, at least you'll be providing something for them as they are learning the skill, something to sustain them till they are able to start making money from that skill. So is a good way, and then I think we'll look into that too.
All right.
You keep mentioning female, women. This program, is it targeted towards one gender?
No, it is not. But the questions you said I should talk from the female perspective. That's it. So I mentioned female.
Okay. We're also going to speak about the biggest problem that ENUGU youth face right now. I mean, because you are a member representing ENUGU East in that circle. What do you think is the biggest problem of an ENUGU person, especially from the ENUGU East that you come from?
Okay. Is it just for the youth or?
For youth generally, yeah.
I believe that the general problem that the youths are facing, aside in my own senatorial, this unemployment too, and then insecurity. Just like this week, we had to stay at home Monday and Tuesday. So these are the things we have to tackle, these things, so that people, the youths, can be able to come out, and then they are sure that yes, that there is enough security for them to come out and do something for themselves. Okay,
so unemployment is a big issue, and it has always been there in the last 10 years, 20 years, in fact. Unemployment has always been there. What is the specific thing that is happening? Now, you just mentioned that people are not forthcoming to even register with the ones that's available. What something extra are you doing in order to get youth engaged? I mean, if nobody comes, it means that people who are shouting unemployment, people will still be unemployed. And these platforms are still there to help people to learn a skill or a trade, and people are not forthcoming. What happens afterward? Now that you guys have found out that people are not forthcoming to register, so what happens? What is the mandate going forward?
Well, we'll keep on providing these opportunities for the youth, and then in our own part, we'll go out to make them know that there are opportunities like this that are available to them. That is what I believe. Just provide it and then enlighten them. Go there and create that awareness. Go out, create that awareness. Let them know that they have these opportunities, and then encourage them to come and register and then take part in what they are doing.
So with what you have done so far, I understand that you guys have been in ENUGU for some time, but what you've done so far, what's the response like? I mean, are people turning up to register? Are they coming up?
Yes, the empowerment it just kicked off yesterday, and people came, like plenty people. Even some people came to register that yesterday. Okay. So yes, the turn up is actually good. This
empowerment program, it's obvious that it's here in the it's here in the urban area.
Yes.
So what about the people in the rural area of ENUGU State? How do they get access to these kind of opportunities to learn a skill and develop themselves?
Okay. the person that is organizing the empowerment is, as I said, the honorable representing Enugu South, North and South.
North and South.
So is basically within
that axis.
Okay.
Yes, and then I don't think people within that is not far for them, so they are not in the rural areas. And then the other House of Reps members, and they get to go to those other places that are inside and do something for them in that side. Yes.
Okay, it's fair enough. We really want to see that some of these initiatives are centered around grassroots, and beyond just centered around grassroots, people know that these things exist. And platforms like this, we would always collaborate with your organization and the member representing your area in order to get these platforms to these people so that people can be involved. Can you talk us through what this empowerment is about? What exactly is it, and what it entails?
Okay, this particular one is on renewable energy. They are teaching about solar panel and all those things, so young people can get to learn how to make money through renewable. It's basically renewable energy, everything about renewable energy.
Is there like an empowerment sector? Because venturing into a business like this is not cheap.
It's huge.
Yes.
It's very huge for someone that is struggling to start up a business. Is there like an incentive? Do they give money out to these people to enhance the skill?
Yes, there is plan for it. At the end of it's a 5 days training, like a week training.
Okay.
So at the end of the training, they get to give them money to start up something.
Everybody that is involved?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
To start up something for
That's
themselves.
really nice.
Okay.
Like the previous one, I think May, there was an empowerment program that they got, I think up to 190, but then a huge amount of youth, they taught them how to make liquid soap and the rest. And many people that participated in that program, in fact, all the people that participated, they gave them money, and then they were able to start up something for themselves. Many young people, because they created a platform for them that they get to upload what you've been doing with this skill.
Okay. So there is a follow-up platform for
yes,
this. Okay.
yes. They give them money, and then they follow them up to make sure that they are actually doing something with that skill that they have learned.
Okay.
So it's not just the people that maybe that now took the money, because I'm sure some people just come, take the money and just go and do other things. But then you see people that with the money that they are giving, they have been able to make more money for themselves. So once you are willing to work hard, they are following them up and making sure that, yes, they are doing something tangible with that skill that they have learned.
How much are we looking at? I mean, do you have an idea of the one for the soap? How much was each given? And this particular one, how much are they going to get?
Okay, for the soap, they were giving 50,000, and then they gave them materials too.
Okay.
Raw materials.
For the
first time,
processing.
they gave them raw materials and everything. And then this second one, I don't really have an idea, but I believe that they will give them enough capital to start whatever that they are doing.
I mean, renewable energy is pretty cool. I mean, in this day and age where we have epileptic power supply, one would want to look at the other aspect of generating power for oneself, whether it's your house or your business. And there's a huge market in that regard. I just hope that that comes through, so we can have more people who, can get that done. Because I mean, for you to be able to purchase one panel, I mean, you're not talking about anything less than 100,000. Even the batteries too are also very expensive. So maybe if you have these small businesses coming up, we're able to get more people who would be connected to an off-grid circle.
Exactly. And I believe that with time, more things like this will come out to help empower the youths, at least to make them be able to make money for themselves. So it's actually important, and that is part of what myself, as person representing ENUGU East Senatorial District in the Youth Parliament, I'm there to project, to make sure that at least things like this get to us too.
This empowerment program that is going on, what contribution has the state government, impacted for the progress of this program?
At least they have the fact that the person represent the member, that it is the member representing Enugu North and South, at least is the state that gave him that opportunity to be there. So he's bringing it to the states, nothing more. I think.
No, state government directly, because this is a federal thing. He is attracting it from the federal government. But as in the states, is there anything that the state is doing in terms of support this system, to support this process?
I don't think there's anything the state is doing in particular to support it. Yes, it's just NAPTIP and other bodies. Yes.
Okay. So we wish you all the best, really, for all of the things that you have done, all of the things that you have said. I mean, they're all positive vibes. Sometimes these positive vibes and discussions, it ends in just discussions. We don't see it manifest. And even when they do manifest, it's just a matter of time, then these things disappear, you know, because if you talk about empowerment has been ongoing since 2010. It's as far back as that. And up until now, we still have people who are unemployed. If we have put this so-called empowerment into good use, I think by now maybe half of our populations who are still not in that space of employment, you know, would have been taken out of unemployment. But we hope that this little contribution will go a long way in birthing even more things, you know, just as time unfolds.
And if I'm to say, media houses like this, I believe that people have a role to play to put it out there that there are things like this going on, and then to encourage youth to actively be involved in these things. So it is important to let them know that there are opportunities like this, they should take it, and also let them know that, yes, that they don't have to even wait for maybe white-collar jobs, that they can create jobs for themselves too. Exactly, because I believe that most of the problems we are facing is that many youths are waiting for that white-collar job without knowing that there are many things that they can venture into to even create employment for others too. Okay. To encourage them not to wait for we just have to encourage youths not to wait for white-collar jobs too. They should go out there and find something to do for themselves. Okay.
All right. A member representing ENUGU East in the Youth Parliament, Doris Chikwendo Igwesi. Many thanks.
Yes,
I appreciate you for coming in.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best. And of course, like I've always said, Signature TV will collaborate with you as long as it is something that is positive for the youth of the people. Thank you again.
Thank you.
All right, we're back shortly after this break. Do stay with us.
Actually, what I think about the award is that there's speciality in the award, in the sense that Rodri is not better than Vinicius. For me, Vinicius is the best midfielder in the world. For me, right now, Vinicius is the best midfielder in the world. It is just because black people are stereotyped. That's why awards are not even given to them. It's not even only in football. In every aspect of life, black people are stereotyped. If you come to a position where a black man is supposed to get an award, they will pick a white person over a black man. It has always been like that. So Vinicius' case is not different. For me, Vinicius is the best midfielder in the world. In the world, when I mean in the world, Vinicius is the best midfielder. Quote me anywhere. Yes, he was robbed of the award. Rodri is not better than Vinicius in any way.
The award day before yesterday was nothing to write home about, because I felt like Vinicius was robbed. Everybody knows that he deserved the Ballon d'Or. from his hard working on the pitch and outside the pitch, and also for we, the fans of football. We know that he has been fighting for racism outside the pitch and inside the pitch as well. So a lot of things, a lot of contemplations, but at the end of the day, we know that time to come, they will compensate him for him to win the next one.
The Ballon d'Or they give, through Nad Rodri deserve that Ballon d'Or because Rodri now one camp player. He is the key player has for Man City. When if Rodrigo not there, Man City match, they no fit play anything now to just run and escape to 1-1-0. They take the win their match. But Rodrigo last season, he was best player in the Europe.
This Ballon d'Or shock everybody because I'm think even that I'm calling Gino in Real Madrid the next Ballon d'Or winner. As they can't give a Man City player, I shock because when 2010 they left Schneider and Iniesta, they give to Messi. So this one shock everybody too. Make FIFA do something about it because we know they know what is right for them, but we fans we know what is right for us, and then we are seeing it. The best way play well, best way never play well.
So me, I personally think that Vinicius won it. Though Rodri is an amazing player, but last year best player was Vinicius Junior, in my opinion.
It is a reflection of a failed government, because in a civilized climate, it is unheard of, despite what we are producing in the country, that today we are experiencing total blackout in the northern part of the country. But I believe with time it may extend to other parts of the country. So the government is not actually doing well. That is my own personal opinion. Because what effort are they doing? What led to it? It is not even made known to the public. Because sometimes they will just allow certain things to go bad, believing that the citizen cannot do anything. They are capitalizing on the complacency and without the self-satisfied nature of the citizens. That's my own personal take on it. As far as I'm concerned, the government is to be blamed. Because when they have made up their mind to render essential services to the people, what aspect of the country is working effectively with respect to the services being rendered by the government? I suggest they should even allow the private sector to handle this thing.
See, I'm from Adamawa State, Temsa local government to be precise. And since I was born, we've not had light, not until 2 months ago. Since inception, since Nigeria was created, not until 2 months ago. Not my own part of it, there are no bandits there. You understand? So we should stop the blame game. It's not the fault of bandits. Let's not give government upper head so that they will not have what they will use as argument against us. It's not the fault of bandits, it's the fault of the government. Because I remember there was even a time in my village when they brought transformers. The same government didn't wire those transformers. Till we don't even know what happened to those transformers. For years, for more than 10 years, those transformers were there. Transformers bought with taxpayers' money, Nigeria's money. Transformers, brand new transformers. How they vanished, till I left my village, was going for Christmas for years, more than 10 years. The transformers were there. There was no light on the transformer. So let's stop the blame game. The government is our problem. The government should sit up and do what they need. The government should see government as business, not as where you come and steal money and frustrate people.
It's not good, sharp, for the thing that is happening because it's affecting the business and also it's affecting the productivity of the nation. for the citizens, and like for there's no light in the country now, is affecting the businesses of the masses. Businesses are not moving the way it's supposed to be. And for those that are behind the banditry, something that they're talking about, the government should please try and do something about it, so that at least people can go back to their various businesses, and it will help. It will also help to boost the economic of the country.
And the night wey no dey for north, light no dey for everywhere, and people are cry, people are suffer. May government help us for that light and security.
The system is so worst because the situation on ground is unbearable for the common man. If you move around now, you look at people are stranded. The cost of transportation between just yesterday and today has skyrocketed over 100% to 150%. So, and it's making things very difficult because the economy is already harsh, and with the increase in pump price, it's making things very difficult for people to move around. If the price of fuel is affordable, the driver will not have choice. If one person even want to try and maybe take advantage of other Nigerians, there will be some other people that have the interest of the common man at heart, and they will just do what? They will carry the vehicle at the reduced price, that they will still make gains to take home and to take care of themselves also.
From all the way from Mandala to here is 1,500 naira. And even when we are going back now, the same price they will tell you. Early morning, every morning, I come out in Dankogi, Zuba, to enter motor to come to Bega. Each car you stop, they will be calling 15, 12, 13. And before I will be able to get the one that will take me down here, it will make me to come to my market late. So I really need government to know what to do about this issue of fuel, because I believe by the time the fuel is down, the price is down, every other things will be down, and so things are very, very difficult and hard for us. Many people are dying because of hunger.
The cost of transportation in Nigeria is worrisome. In fact, it's very, very worrisome because as it is right now, daily the cost of transportation is rising, and the places we used to go before without, with our car, we have dropped our private car, joining the private public transport, and yet it's not still convenient for us. So it's very worrisome.
It's not nice because we've been coming 1,000 naira from Buhari to Bega. Today is 1,500. So suddenly 500 naira increase. And I think if government should do something, at least take it back in a normal range that everybody can afford to come, because I know that there is much people in there that wanted to come here and do something, but because of the transport, they could not. So please, I am coming in here every day. I have to reduce my coming in here. Because if I can come here 5 days in a week, now I'm supposed to reschedule it 2 days in a week.
The price of from here now to that place is 1,500. So you see everywhere the bus of people are just there hanging out, and the price of things is very high. And even price of commodity to buy things, not to talk of transportation, everything is now high in Nigeria. So we don't even know what to do. But now I'm not seeing any light though, because what is happening now is that the situation is getting more critical, and we don't even know what will be the next thing.
The prices of things have gone up. From here to Madela now is 400 naira in the government bus, but private buses are 1,500, 2,000 and the rest of the things. Prices of bread have gone up. You go to Buka and eat now, it has gone up. So everything is going up every day, and we don't know what to do. The government policy is skew. It favors the rich rather than the poor man. The middleman is deteriorating, going down every day. The poorer one are becoming more poorer than everything. See, everybody's begging now. I begged somebody money to come to this place this morning, and I don't have money to go back. So even you journalists can give me money, so I will even accept it so that I can go back to my house.
Welcome back. This is the morning show. We're coming to an end of it, at least in the first part of the morning show. We're connecting to Abuja. But before that, maybe we should do something in-house.
What are you suggesting?
Planning to travel.
Again. Charles, if you want to go to your village to take a title, I mean, you're free to do so. Why do you want to impose traveling on me?
No, because I mean, that is what happens when you're supposed to be excited about the Ember Months. I'm not too sure I've seen a lot of people who are excited about the Ember Months. The only thing I've seen people excited about is just basically seeing friends around. I mean, just meeting people. And so they forget about the trouble that they're going to face, in the next
Charles,
hour or
it
something.
feels like we're not the same people talking about the hardship that's going on in this country this morning. And we're talking about the whole fuel problem and the cost of living. Personally, as I said before, if you are going to travel, do it because you are financially buoyant enough to do that, and not because you want to, go out of your way to do certain things that are really not necessary, because you could utilize that money. I mean, January is around the corner, and it's always dangerous during the January. January lasts for like another year entirely. So I feel like you should just keep that money, feed yourself, be happy, stay in your house, and eat whatever you feel you crave at any point, and leave the rest for God. You don't really need to go back to your village to take a title like Charles wants to.
Newsflash. Most of the time, I don't know if you've noticed, most people sell their cars in the month of January. That's because they have spent all their monies in November and December trying to catch up with certain things. Maybe the pressure of the village, or pressure from home, or pressure from somewhere. And so by January, when they are back, they really don't have anything to fall back on. So they tend to sell their cars in January, and even cheaper too. So just in case you're looking to buy a new car, maybe January will be the best time to buy a new car. Maybe a second-hand car, a Tokumbo, or whatever, So I look forward to that. I'm giving you people some expo.
Why would you want to buy a car like that? But
no, because that's exactly what it is. People sell stuff in January, and when they cannot.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things. But it's so sad that we go out of our way to do the unnecessary things and not even worry about tomorrow, which is more important than, momentary pleasure.
Well, sometimes momentary pleasure can help. Many thanks for being part of the show. I'm Charles Pius.
I am Quinsley Rowland.
light of the day, not because he was trying to antagonize them, but he wants us to do the right thing at the right time. So, and then, well, we had a lot of back and front. We had to go on air, had to want to go to court. You want to you're trying to fight for the life of what you have been betting since 2017. Betting the concept, bringing in people together, professionals to script, to look at your review, and people are more interested about the benefit than the value we're trying to promote. And then we thank God. So lately we're already bringing in partners together again, and launching back.
But could your story be one of those reasons why a lot of youth don't want to go into agriculture, knowing that the more elderly people are taking over the scene, and they won't allow young people to come into the scene, and thereby affecting the growth of the agricultural sector and by extension the Nigerian economy?
Definitely. First of all, I talked about the politics problem, not just the policy problems. The Anchor Brass program, for example, how many young people benefited from it? The statistics are there. It is only them, because they have the access, they have the power, they have the contacts. What do we have? Idea. So when you have idea and there's no fuel, capital is a fuel. The reason why there's Signature TV was that there were people who were ready to make sure this thing works. As a young man, you can have the idea, and if you don't have the capital, it's just going to be an idea. So one of the big challenge is that an average young person who don't have a father, in Nigeria is where they ask you, who is your father? As long as you don't have a father, that is a big name. You may not be able to.
You mean like a godfather?
Getting here, I needed someone to usher us in. So there must be somebody that can bring you in. If not, you're going to be locked outside. Many of us young people are locked outside.
Mr. Manu, just before we let you go at this point, let's talk about the Nigerian food market as it stands right now.
Yeah.
Is there a way forward for us as it stands as a country?
There's a lot of way for us if we're going to fund the appropriate.
Because there's no regulation when it has to do with food right now. In where the office is, we getting food items seems to be very high. You get to Nyanya, it's a bit friendly. You get to other part of Abuja, it's a bit high. So there is no regulation in terms of price. So I'm asking from the point of a consumer, is there hope for the Nigerian food market?
All right. So I run business in Rwanda. Rwanda has an agency called RURA, that's RURA, Rwanda Utility Regulatory Authority, that regulates price. So when you go to anywhere in Rwanda, the price of a kilo of meat is the same. So that means I don't need to stress myself to want to start going to work and get it more friendly, just like you've mentioned. However, in Nigeria, there are some we run our economy is too big. The population is too big. And there are some things that when it's been introduced from the presidency, a lot of people are going to see it from a different light. Like, okay, you're trying to attack our region. It's like, you don't want our region to grow. We are the one that is producing. So how do you want it to be the same price? Do you know that we're going to transport it from this point to this other point? Then again, look at cost of logistics. Logistics, especially the fact that oil is going high. So we're going to be having this situation. So for this to be addressed properly, we need to address what actually caused the market shock. So when the president addresses the first subsidy issue, from that day till now, Nigeria has been experiencing market shock from every other side. So when we address our market shocks, insecurity, fuel, then the price of food will now be able to go down, because we're moving oil palm. We're moving oil palm from my village to Lagos. Before it used to be 1,500. Now I'm moving, that is per 20 liters, that is per jerry can. Now I'm moving that same thing for 4,500. So you cannot expect it to get, what I'm going to get in my village now cheaper, let me say as cheap as 35,000. When it gets to Lagos, it becomes, I think we're being told it's going to be 50,000 naira.
So, Dr. Emmanuel, you're saying that there is no hope for the Nigerian food
for now, because of our production is not even still meeting with our demand. In economies, you need to see that there's until supply crushes demand. That is when there is hope.
So we can't plan, we can't make a budget for our food for the month.
Let me surprise you, sir. That most of these regions where agricultural activities are happening are where we have insurgencies, insecurity. This is also contributing to the market shock. Then we also now talk about fuel. As at yesterday, there's a new price of fuel. It was not decreasing, it was increasing. Now, for everything that gives a shock to the market, the end users, we consumers, you and I, get to be affected. So until we address those value chains, those chain of production, we cannot have hope. Not because we don't have the budget. I can tell you the fact. Okay, in Niger, for example, over 50% of Niger land is not still cultivated, even when they have the largest landmarks in Nigeria. Niger State is bigger than Rwanda in terms of landmarks. But we cannot still address our own food problem because we're not even cultivating enough. In Kogi State, over 50% of the arable land is not cultivated. We're not cultivating our land.
Just Kogi here.
Kogi State.
Well, Dr. Emmanuel Abusin, I really want us to have a very elaborate conversation on this agriculture because I know viewers across the world right now are eager to know what's the impact of a food market is affecting the Nigerian economy in general. And what can we do to ensure that the economy gets better, even from the price of people that are buying from the market. But I want to say thank you so much for finding our time to be with us this morning.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well, this is how far we can go this morning. We want to say thank you so much for being a part of the show. I am Godwin Sunday. Do remember to follow us on all our social media platforms. Till I come away, all of us here in the studio, it's bye for now.
Because what effort are they doing? What led to it? It is not even made known to the public. Because sometimes they will just allow certain things to go bad, believing that the citizen cannot do anything. They are capitalizing on the complacency and what? Without the self-satisfied nature of the citizens. That's my own personal take on it. As far as I'm concerned, the government is to be blamed. Because when they have made up their mind to render essential services to the people, what aspect of the country is working effectively with respect to the services being rendered by the government? I suggest they should even allow the private sector to handle this thing.
See, I'm from Adamawa State, Temsa local government, to be precise. And since I was born, we've not had light, not until 2 months ago. Since inception, since Nigeria was created, not until 2 months ago. Not my own part of it, there are no bandits there. You understand? So we should stop the blame game. It's not the fault of bandits. Let's not give government upper head so that they will not have what they will use as argument against us. It's not the fault of bandits, it's the fault of the government. Because I remember there was even a time in my village when they brought transformers. The same government didn't wire those transformers till we don't even know what happened to those transformers. For years, for more than 10 years, those transformers were there. Transformers bought with taxpayers' money, Nigeria's money. Transformers, brand new transformers. How they vanished, till I left my village, was going for Christmas for years, more than 10 years. The transformers were there. There was no light on the transformer. So let's stop the blame game. The government is our problem. The government should sit up and do what they need. The government should see government as business. Not as where you come and steal money and frustrate people.
It's not good, Sha, for the thing that is happening because it's affecting the business and also it's affecting the productivity of the nation. For the citizens and like for there's no light in the country now, is affecting It's affecting the businesses of the masses. Businesses are not moving the way it's supposed to be. And for those that are behind the banditry, something that they're talking about, the government should please try and do something about it so that at least people can go back to their various businesses, and it will help. It will also help to boost the economic of the country.
And the night wey no dey for north, light no dey for everywhere, and people are cry, people are suffer. May government help us for that light and.
Speciality in their world, in the sense that Rodri is not better than Vinicius. For me, Vinicius is the best midfielder in the world. For me, right now, Vinicius is the best midfielder in the world. It is just because black people are stereotyped. That's why awards are not even given to them. It's not even only in football, in every aspect of life, black people are stereotyped. If you come to a position where a black man is supposed to get an award, they will pick a white person over a black man. It has always been like that. So Vinicius' case is not different. For me, Vinicius is the best midfielder in the world. In the world, when I mean in the world, Vinicius is the best midfielder. Quote me anywhere. Yes, he was robbed of the award. Rodri is not better than Vinicius in any way.
The award day before yesterday was nothing to write home about because I felt like Vinicius was robbed. Everybody knows that he deserved the Ballon d'Or. From his hard working on the pitch and outside the pitch, and also for we, the fans of football, we know that he has been fighting for racism outside the pitch and inside the pitch as well. So a lot of things, a lot of congratulations. But at the end of the day, you know that trying to call a compensation for it to win this one.
The Ballon d'Or they give through Nad Rodri deserve that d'Or because Rodri now one player. He is the key player has for Man City. When if Rodrigo not there, Man City match, they no fit play anything now to just run and escape to 1-1-0, they take the win their match. But Rodrigo last season, he was best player in the Europe.
This Ballon d'Or shock everybody because I'm think even that I'm calling Gino in Real Madrid the next Ballon d'Or winner. As they can't give a Man City player, I shock because when 2010 they left Schneider and Iniesta, they give to Messi. So this one shock everybody too. Make FIFA do something about it. Because we know, they know what is right for them. But we fans, we know what is right for us. And then we are seeing it. The best way play well, best way never play well.
So me, I personally think that Vinicius won it, though Rodri is an amazing player, but last year best player was Vinicius Junior.
Alright, glad to know you are stay tuned in and logged on to Signature Television. This is a signature sport. Just like I love to say, sport is a religion. Signature Television is a worship center, and Franklin Imona is your sporting priest. It is a beautiful time to talk sports, as the world of sport has been busy in the last 24 hours, as news all over the globe has been flying left, right and center. Joy and smiles return to Old Trafford following the 5-star performance by the new rejuvenated Man United side in the EFL Cup last night. And it was triumph all the way as Nigerian Jollof reigns supreme over the Ghanaian Jollof in the Jollof Derby in the under-20 Waffle B finals yesterday. And of course, we will be taking you to the Package B at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium right here in Abuja as the Chan Eagles have started preparation for the Chan qualification come 2025. And all the latest in the world of the EFL Cup as well as the NBA. Not forgetting basketball in Nigeria. All these and many more loading on the show. You don't want to go anywhere. Let's go on this breather. When we return, Signature Sports goes on full blast. Don't go nowhere. All right, welcome back to Signature Sport, and this is Signature Television. Let's begin the show from the local scene as it is our custom. This time we will be taking you to the Nigerian Basketball League, where defending champions Rivers Hoopers reign supreme over Ibom Warriors in their third game of the competition so far. Rivers Hoopers have been in blistering form following their superlative performance over their opponent, winning the game 94-50. Such a remarkable score line. Rivers Hoopers, with that win, has now progressed into the last 8 of the 2024 Nigerian Premier League basketball competition. Head coach Ogo Odaudu used a 10-man rotation in the game. Let's hear Coach Oga Odaudu. He's the reigning champion of the best coach in Africa, and of course, River Supers, who finished the second in a just concluded African Basketball League. Let's hear him speak to us after the victory yesterday.
Well, that was our target initially from the get-go, so we're happy that we've accomplished it. We still have a long, long way to go. We're trying to get better by each game, so we're happy that we're in the final 8 now, but we still have some more great games ahead that we need to play. We're going to take each game as it comes. Our target is to win every game. Don't forget that we're getting incentives back home for every game that we win. So we don't want to throw away money like that. Our target is we want to win all the games. But right now, the only game that's on our mind right now is Lagos Legends tomorrow. We'll think about the others as they come along. And like I said, we're going to get better by each game. Everything worked in our favor today. The shots were dropping. We played fantastic defense. I'm hoping we're going to build on that tomorrow, heading into the game against Kwara on Friday.
A happy coach, Coach Ogo Odaudu, speaking to us following his the result yesterday in to picks, we are superior over Gombe Bulls with a 74-61 scoreline. And not forgetting Nigerian Custom, who couldn't hold their own at home against Boko City Chiefs. The game ended 70-73. An action that will continue later today as early as at 10 a.m. A game is already on between Nigerian Customs and Plateau Peaks. Other games will see Kano Pillars against Gombe Bulls. Not forgetting Nile University, who were superior yesterday with a slim margin over Kano Pillars. They will be up against Nigerian Correctional later today at 2 p.m. And the last game built for today in the Nigerian Basketball Premier League will see Bauchi next against Boko City Chiefs. Actions for you and also for us to follow up in the Nigerian Basketball League. And away from basketball, let's come down to the king of them all, football, where we give you updates from the Nigerian Premier Football League following the transfer ban to Lobby Stars and the likes of Plateau United. We hear that both teams have now settled their indebtedness, and of course they will be cleared to participate in the match week 10 in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Recall that Lobby Stars and Plateau United were banned by the Nigerian Premier Football League following the debt that they were owing their players as well as their over 9 players, or rather 9 staff, including coaches, whom they have been owing backload of salary. And same as Plateau United, we hear that they have not settled with the Nigerian Premier Football League regarding their ban. Well, for other clubs such as Aimba United, Rivers United and others, we'll wait to see if they will meet the match day 10 deadline. Else they will not be allowed to participate in the league, and as well they will be banned from signing more players. And away from that, let's move over now to the camp of the Super Falcons as happy. Coach Justin Madugu speaks following his team's superior performance against the team from Algeria. He was happy as his team are now playing a free-flowing football following their impressive 4-1 win over Algeria at the Mobology Johnson Arena in Onika, Lagos State. We caught up with him talking about the interim coach of the Super Falcons, and he spoke to us concerning his team and how happy and prepared the team is ahead of future challenges. Let's listen to Coach Justin Madugu speaks to us. All right, I will definitely bring you up to speed with that one concerning the head coach of the Super Falcons. And one man joins me live on the show. Mr. Kelvin Tadua was a guest on the show yesterday, and he makes a return today. He says he has some unfinished business with us, and yeah, he's talking to us on Signature Sports. A very good morning to you, Mr. Kelvin Tadua, all the way from River State, Port Harcourt.
Abuja. Thank you for having us today again.
Thank you, Mr. Kelvin Sadua. Quickly, we do not know if you have something to tell us concerning the Super Falcons. You have been following the team for a very long time as a sport commentator, a sport analyst. Would you want to compare the Super Falcons under Coach Randy Waldron, according to what Coach Justin Madugu says, that his team are now better off? Do you think he's just taking a swipe at the previous coach, or he's trying to court the NFF to give him the job on a permanent basis?
I would say for now it's a mixture of two. And they are giving some impressive. They have been having some impressive games, but it's friendlies and it's basically African teams they've been playing against. They haven't really been tested, so I wouldn't judge him that he's good for the Super Falcons. I wouldn't say he's the best fit for the Super Falcons, but with time. However, I do not like coaches who just talk too much when they have done little. I mean, let your actions speak for you rather than using your words to justify yourself. So that's what we have on it for now on the Super Falcons.
All right, talking about that one, you don't want to be thrown into the murky waters of the debate between those two coaches, but we continue to see how Coach Justin Madugu will arrange his team more like getting them to play The Chan Eagles are currently in camp, fine-tuning all of their strategies as they prepare for the 2025 China qualifiers. Camp opened up yesterday, and we saw some names as well as some players having a feel of the 12. Let's see some few clips of those players as they get themselves in sync with other teammates. Is the Chan Eagles, talking about the home base Super Eagles, otherwise known as Chan Eagles. So just so you know, these players are from the Nigerian Premier Football League. No foreign-based players in camp. It is only for players who plays their football right here in Nigeria. They are currently at the Package B, the FIFA Go Project pitch, where they are having lighter training. Of course, the training will continue later today as this team gets set to prepare themselves ahead of the big one at hand. Quickly, Mr. Kelvin, let me come to you. When we talk about early preparations and we talk about having the right players prosecute this game, are you impressed with these early arrivals of these players, or you are seeing it as a waste of time, knowing fully well that their first game will not
be up until 2025. What do you think?
Well, the Chan boys are arriving early for camp is a good sign. The early sign is what coaches would like. They want their players to come in on time and blend. But the challenge in it is that when coaches do not have their key players coming in at the right time, it can affect their tactics. But let's see how it goes going forward, and let's see from subsequent time what the results will show. It's a positive one, but then again, we need more. We need more people to come and arrive the camp on time. However, 2025 is still a long time. That's about 2 months from now. But then again, it's impressive. It's an impressive sign for the coach actually. So let's see how it goes from there. It's not something that we should just place our judgment on for now. But it's a good sign. It's a good start. It's a good start for the Chan boys.
All right, I love that optimism from you. It is a good time and a good move by the Nigerian Football Federation. All right, let's come back to the country, but this time let's just move away from Nigeria to Lome in Togo, where we saw the blistering of Flying Eagles, yes, over their Ghanaian counterpart. It is official for now that Nigerian jollof rice reigns supreme over the Ghana jollof rice, as one man talking about Paribol Ariari, talking about the one whose teammates have now nicknamed Parogol. No longer Parobo, but now Parogol, following his heroic over the Ghanaian counterpart. Twice he has now been voted as the Man of the Man award. Man of the Man player, talking about the best player in the game. Yesterday, his brace settled the difference. Before we get to you, Mr. Jeffrey, before we also get to you, Mr. Kelvin, let's look at the superlative performance of this young man, talking about Parobol Ariari. His brace he scored over Ghana yesterday to give the Flying Eagles a 2-1 win. Let's watch this go.
Megari qui s'appuie, attention, Megari en profondeur encore, le centre. Bon, attention, et voilà, l'ouverture du score pour le Nigeria. Et c'est le joueur, notre ami Barobo, le capitaine ghanéen Asamoah qui dégage comme il peut. Et c'est pas fini, le buteur qui profite, la frappe. Et second but! Le doublé!
And that was Parobol Ariari's brace over the Ghanaian counterpart. Such a clinical striker, one that can smell the goal post from afar, and he did bury those goals superbly. Mr. Kelvin, let's get to you. How impressed have you been of the Flying Eagles after losing their first game against Burkina Faso? They went all the way to the final and never lost a game.
About the Chan, I wanted to say something on it. Impressive. Actually, I didn't see them to win that so easily, because they had considered in every single game they had played, and they even lost the first game to Burkina Faso. But the way they managed the game last night, handled this, took charge of it from the start to the finish, shows that these boys, there's something great for them. My only challenge with the under-20s is integrating them into the senior team. I mean, the NFF needs to work on a football pattern for the Nigerian Football Federation, right from the under-17 to the under-20 to the senior team, even the under-23 Olympics, so that when these boys graduate from the under-20s, they can easily blend into the Super Eagles and keep playing from there. Because no doubt about it, the same people you play in the under-20s ordinarily ought to be the same people you play in the senior team. So the NFF needs to work on these boys and try and see how they can integrate the key players. Our man Parubo, the captain, super performance, wonderful performance, and seeing them, watching them celebrate again, celebrate the trophy is wonderful, defending the title. I hope the future is promising for them, and I hope they can take it on from there.
Absolutely. Let's come to you, Mr. Jeffrey Obrigado. Good to have you join us on the show. Welcome to Signature Television. And quickly, let's hear from you. Coach Aliu Zubeiru got the job to be the manager, or rather, the coach of the Flying Eagles, following his superb performance with El Kanemi Warriors, helping them gain promotion into the Nigerian Premier Football League, winning the President Federations Cup, well known as the Nigerian's version of the FA Cup, and now he is the champion according to the WAFU B competition, that is the West African Football Union. 2024 has been an amazing year for Coach Aliu Zubeiru. Should we say round peg in the round hole for the NFF, or you think this is just a fluke?
Coach Zubeiru, good morning, my good friend. Coach Zubeiru is one of the best I've seen. Don't forget, he has promoted two teams into the Nigerian Premier League, Gombe United and Ekanami Warriors. He's a fantastic coach that has his identity. He's a superb coach, tactical-wise. He's very good. You can see what Economy Warriors is doing inside the Nigerian Premier League. He's a fantastic manager. It's not a fluke. I told you before, Coach Zubeiru is one of the best coaches we have now in the country. He has proven it beyond doubt that he's the best. Look at the tactical play from the boys. You see the selection, the pick he has done when it comes to this tournament. He picked the players based on form, without sentiment, and based on performance. Our striker that is giving us so much goosebumps. I followed that guy from beyond limit. He has been an exceptional menace, and Coach Zubeiru identifying that guy as one of our top elite players in this competition shows how good he is. So I'm not surprised by what he has done, and I believe he should be given more opportunities and more engagement, more top jobs in the country. These are the kind of coaches we want NFF to select and the Nigerian Football Federation to help in giving us such coaches that can be able to deliver, not coaches that are only on mere papers. This coach is a fantastic coach, and I'm really pleased from him. Like, I'm definitely pleased from the boys to get the result against Ghana.
Absolutely. I love the fact that you had to give us a brief history on our hero, talking about Akparobo Ariari. Now let's talk about Akparobo Ariari. He has been such an impeccable talent so far in this competition. Twice he has won the Man of the Match award against Niger Republic in the semi-finals, and of course against Ghana in the finals. Against Cote d'Ivoire, we saw Captain Daniel Bamei being voted as the Man of the Match award, and against Burkina Faso, it was a certain Clinton Sifon that won the Man of the Man award. It simply means that we have players that we can transcend, or rather, we can move them from the under 20 down to at least the under 23 before we talk about the men's international team. Do you see Parobo and the likes of Daniel Bamei and others moving into the next phase of football in Nigeria, or you think they should just follow the likes of Wilfred Ndidi, the likes of Samuel Chukwueze, and just move straight to Europe? Which would you want to advise those players to do? Stay back, harness the talent, or rather seek for greener pastures in Europe? Let me talk to Mr. Jeffrey. What do you think should be the future for these players?
Absolutely. The Parobo, that guy is an exceptional talent. I watched him in the Vigo tournament. I watched him in the Gote tournament. He has scored 24 and 25 goals in 14 appearances for Beyond Limit. He's an exceptional player. This guy, him and his brother is a twin. Both of them are exceptional players for Beyond Limit. These boys are exceptional players. These are clubs that younger academy that promotes young talent. This is a Remo Stars I'm talking about. This the low stars. Even when I'm talking about Remo Stars, you know why I'm talking about Remo Stars. These people understand the principle of football. This is a well-structured team. Parobo is an exceptional talent, and Bameye is already up there. I see them moving into Europe immediately. You cannot tell me that Parobo will stay and harness talent. That guy is already an explosive, slicky player, tactical player, technical player. This guy has fiance, so much skills, confident, goal bound. This guy is so much giving us what we want to offer. We are looking for such strikers in a long period of time. So there's no way for him to stay in the country. He needs to move to Europe. If you watch his brother, you know what I'm talking about. His brother is another exceptional talent. His twin brother. These guys are beyond amazing. And I'm telling you, in the next 2-3 years, you see them in Europe flying the trade and plying the trade for Nigeria, making us proud, giving us joy, and we are going to understand the fact that beyond limit and Remo Stars, they are up to something in Nigerian football.
Mr. Jeffrey, you happen to speak like the media officer of Beyond Limit, and Remo Stars are giving them all the applaud for turning up those young talent for us. Finally, on the Flying Eagles segment, let me talk to you, Mr. Kelvin. The Flying Eagles are now back-to-back champions of the WAFU B Under-20 tournament. Would you want the NFF to retain Coach Aliyu Zubairu as the team prepare for the bigger tournament come next year, where it will be the Under-20 African Cup of Nations, because the team are now back-to-back champions? All right, while we await Mr. Kelvin Sedua to give us his 2 cents concerning that, let's quickly go on. There's a short break. When we return, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, we will be moving straight to the foreign scene as we give you updates from all the latest sports and action as it concerns sports from the foreign scene. Don't go nowhere. Signature Sports makes a return after this short timeout.
Actually, what I think about the award is that there's speciality in the award, in the sense that Rodri is not better than Vinicius. For me, Vinicius is the best midfielder in the world. For me, right now, Vinicius is the best midfielder in the world. It is just because black people are stereotyped. That's why awards are not even given to them. It's not even only in football. In every aspect of life, black people are stereotyped. If you come to a position where a black man is supposed to get an award, they will pick a white person over a black man. It has always been like that. So Vinicius' case is not different. For me, Vinicius is the best midfielder in the world. In the world, when I mean.
All right, welcome back to Signature Television. This is a Signature Sport, and I remain Franklin Imona, your sports anchor, and I've been taking you around the world of sport in the last 32 minutes, and the show continues this time from the foreign scene as we begin the second half of the show. Remember, you can always follow us on our YouTube channel, on all our social media handles as well. Do well to like, share, comment, and most importantly, do subscribe to our YouTube channel, and do well to click on we will be looking at a big topic where the debate still continues, and that's the latest Ballon d'Or awardees, or rather award winners. Talking about Rodri of Manchester City, Aitana Bonmate of the Spanish national team, who also won the female version of the Ballon d'Or. Not forgetting Barcelona and Spanish winger Yemen Lamar, who also won the Young Player of the Year, as well as other awards. Sometimes on the show later today, we will be delving into that debate. We also caught up with some sport lovers right here in Abuja, and they gave us their own opinion concerning the winner of that award. Indeed, you have seen a clip of them, but we will definitely give you an extended interviews with those sport lovers. But